in the heart of the mighty kingdom of Virelia, where mountains kissed the clouds and valleys whispered ancient secrets, a child was born under an eclipse. The bells of the castle rang out in celebration, and the people rejoiced, for their beloved Queen Elara had given birth to a daughter princess, Elara. But the joy in the air could not mask the tension behind closed doors. For Elara was no ordinary child. She had her mother's delicate features and the soft coos of an innocent baby. But her eyes burned with violet fire, and under her skin, faint, silvery scales shimmered when touched by the moonlight. The truth was known only to a few. Years before Elara's birth, Queen Elara had made a desperate pact with an ancient dragon named Varian. The kingdom was on the brink of collapse, its crops withered by dark magic, its people plagued by drought and war. Varian had offered salvation for a price. The queen agreed, sacrificing a piece of her soul and vowing to bear his child, not out of love, but out of duty to her people. Elara was that promise made flesh. As the child grew, her powers became impossible to hide. Her laughter could spark flames, and her cries would chill the air. Servants whispered behind silk curtains. Some claimed she was a miracle, others a curse. The royal sorcerer, Valor, watched her closely. "She is neither good nor evil," Valor told the queen, "but she is powerful. And power, when hidden, becomes dangerous." By the age of 10, Elara had been hidden away from the world. Officially, she was delicate, susceptible to illness. In truth, she was imprisoned in luxury, confined within walls that could withstand dragonfire. She longed to walk among people, to touch the earth, to see beyond the palace gardens. But her mother, though loving, was afraid. "Everything I've done," Queen Elara often said, "I did to protect you. But who will protect me from myself?" Elara once whispered into the darkness of her room. On her 16th birthday, everything changed. That night, racked by pain unlike any she'd known, Elara collapsed in her chamber. She screamed, writhed, and from her back erupted wings crimson, scaled, magnificent, and terrifying. Her cries shattered glass. Her bed burned. When the guards arrived, they stepped back in horror. Queen Elara, weeping with equal parts pride and fear, kissed her daughter's forehead and made a decision that broke her heart. Elara must leave Virelia. She was sent to the abandoned northern keep, an ancient outpost beyond the mountains. It was a place where old magic still lingered and no one dared tread. There, she would be hidden from the world, from those who would fear her, and from those who might try to use her. At the keep, Elara met Kyle, a former knight who had once betrayed the crown and was cursed to live as a shadow. He had no face, no flesh, only armor and a voice full of regret. "You are not the first to be exiled by fear," Kyle told her. "But you are the first who might turn exile into destiny." He became her mentor, her only companion. Under his guidance, she learned to fly, to control the flame in her blood, and to read ancient texts in dragon tongue. But even in isolation, the world found her. One bitter night, a man arrived at the gates of the keep. His name was Malric, a hunter of dragons. He claimed to seek peace, but his silver-tipped arrows said otherwise. Elara, trusting her instincts, refused to meet him. Kyle warned her to run. The battle was swift and brutal. Kyle fought valiantly but was struck down. In her rage and sorrow, Elara unleashed a roar so primal it cracked the very stones of the keep. Her wings spread wide, and she vanished into the night. Now, truly alone, she fled to the mountains. Word spread like wildfire. The beast princess lives, the rumors whispered. Half dragon, half demon. A threat to every throne. Kings and queens, fearing her return, sent out hunters, soldiers, and spies. They painted her as a monster, an abomination. But while some sought to kill her, others began to believe. Stories of a misunderstood girl who wept in the skies and healed the sick in secret reached the ears of outcasts and misfits. They called themselves the Ember Circle, believing Elara to be the harbinger of a new world. Wandering through the frostbitten peaks, Elara discovered a ruinous sanctuary once sacred to dragons. There, ancient spirits lingered, whispering through the wind. "We see you, daughter of fire," they said. "You are not alone." With their guidance, Elara embraced her full nature. She trained relentlessly, mastering her strength and flame. She learned the true history of dragons, beings of wisdom, not war, once protectors, not predators. She vowed to continue that legacy. But while she grew stronger, Malric was building an army. The Iron Talon, he called them. Soldiers with weapons forged in dragonbone and spells carved into their skin. They began raiding villages, burning homes rumored to be loyal to Elara. And then came the letter. Delivered by wind magic, it bore Kyle's trembling hand. "Come home. Virelia is dying without you." Heart aching, Elara returned, not as a frightened girl, but as a force of nature. Clad in black dragon armor, wings spread wide, she descended upon the castle gates. The people screamed, but did not flee. They saw her eyes, not of a monster, but of a daughter returned. Queen Lasara, now frail and coughing blood, embraced her. "I was wrong," she whispered, "to fear you. You are what Virelia needs." But even then, darkness struck. Malric had infiltrated the court. Disguised as a knight, he drove his silver blade into Lasara's heart as Elara screamed in horror. Something inside her shattered. Gone was the young girl, desperate for acceptance. In her place rose the true dragon princess, taller, fiercer, her form shifting into a creature of storm and fire. She rose high above the palace, wings blotting out the sun, and with a roar that shook the heavens, she rained blue fire down upon Malric and his followers. The battle raged. Stone crumbled. Towers fell. Elara, her soul burning, faced Malric one last time atop the highest spire. "You don't understand what you've destroyed," she snarled. Malric, trembling, lifted his broken blade. "You should not exist." "And yet, here I am," she replied, before unleashing the final, searing breath of flame that ended him. Silence fell over the ruined palace. The people emerged slowly, carefully. And then, one by one, they knelt. Not out of fear, but reverence. Elara, still glowing with flame and sorrow, descended. In the courtyard, she found Kyle dying. "You became what they needed," he said, voice barely audible. "Not what they wanted. I'm proud of you." She held him as he faded into mist. Elara did not take the throne. Instead, she rebuilt the dragon sanctuary. She opened its doors to those like her hybrids, outcasts, magic-born. A new age began. One ruled, not by fear, but by unity, and sometimes, When the skies of Varelia darkened with storm, people would look up and smile, for they knew their dragon princess was still watching, still guarding, still soaring.